Story comes to us from mlive.com. Out of Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer is pushing the Michigan legislature to appropriate $75 million in federal funds to hire more police officers, increase their pay, and fund programs to fight a surge in violent crime across the state.
Whitmer is rolling out a $75 million initiative to fight crime in Michigan.
The money coming from the American Rescue Plan is going to be used to hire more police officers and increase the number of visiting judges to clear this massive court backlog that we're facing.
The governor here late today, and she was really pointing to double-digit increases in crime across the board, all across the state.
Each of these double-digit increases, though, are people, they're communities. It's pain, and it means that we need to work together to address this issue.
The governor in Detroit to announce a $75 million multifaceted investment in fighting crime in new and creative ways.
The Democratic governor joined marches demanding accountability for police brutality last summer, but broke with activists who want to defund law enforcement. Instead, Whitmer said at a Monday press conference that federal stimulus funds should go toward new programs to take illegal weapons off the streets, hire and train qualified or quality police officers, and tackle a backlog of criminal cases that piled up during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy says it's about time. The old ways aren't working. And she brought the issue home to make her point, pointing right to domestic violence, on track to hit a record number this year.
We normally get 7 to 12 domestic violence homicides. We topped 24 last year. We're already at 19 this year, and we have 4 more months of this year.
The highlights of the plan: hiring police and prosecutors and paying them more, going after illegal guns and the people using them, and a big-time focus on mental health.
We have a community that is seeing people victimized by crime.
Whitmer was quoted as saying, "I'm proposing dollars to hire more police officers and ensure they've got great pay, good training, and better resources to do their jobs effectively. We need more cops in communities experiencing a rise in gun violence that's been associated with this pandemic." The governor did not provide details on how the $75 million should be split up or how much money would go toward hiring more police. She expressed support generally for creating new policies to address police violence, but accountability measures weren't part of that presentation.
And sharing a very personal story about domestic violence.
You know, I'm the product. I lived in a household that had domestic violence.
Congresswoman Debbie Dingell.
I didn't talk about it for years. I mean, you don't want to admit that that could happen in your family. There's a stigma attached to it.
Back here live, that $75 million will have to be allocated out by the state legislature. I asked the governor what comes first in this very big, ambitious plan. She said there's a lot to it, but it's leaning towards hiring more police and prosecutors to tackle illegal guns and tackle that huge backlog of cases from COVID that you mentioned right at the top. Devin, back to you.
And it goes down. It's just quite a lengthy story here. I only gave you a chunk of the meat. The roast is still in the pot, as they say. No, this is a huge story. And I just gave you a little bit of it. If you want to read it, you can click the link in the description box. But there are a couple things she said here. They're saying she expressed support generally for creating new policies to address police violence, but accountability measures weren't part of that presentation. So we're going to address police violence, but we're not going to hold them accountable. Is that what she's saying? Sounds like it. But she also said the stimulus money should be used for more police and to, basically fight crime. Not to help people that are out of work because of COVID-19. Not people that have been laid off and terminated from their jobs because of this pandemic across the nation. Not people that are trying to hoping that the unemployment benefits will continue because they still haven't been able to get back to work because people don't want people that they may think have COVID-19. My point is, and I'm not talking about COVID-19, I'm talking about this governor who wants to take money that's earmarked for the people and use it to bring more police in. I don't get it. Sounds like this governor just wants to be voted out. What do you all think? Let me know, especially those of you in Michigan.